Yes, my dear student friends, in the last class we have done this sample program, right? Let me check what is the second program. What is the second program? Write a program to initialize some values to an array and find the total and averages of those numbers. So I'm copying the question only. Okay, clear? So what is the question? I'm placing here. Write a program to initialize some values to an array. I already initialized some values to an array and find the total and averages of those number, right? So last class we have done the same program. Let me take multi-line comment, otherwise it will create a problem, right? Yes. So in this, what I have done, I have declared a variables with a size, right? Now what we have to supposed to calculate total and average. So to do this, what I have to supposed to do, I have to declare two more variables, total comma average is in float, right? I think it is better to take float average. Okay, got it. Now let me see what I am doing. Okay, yes, afterwards we have to process. Now till now you understand, right? What is the size of variable I would use? 10. What is the name of array variable? A. What is its size? 10. What are the values you have initialized? These values. I want to calculate this total of this and average of these numbers, right? For doing that, I have declared variable int I comma total, and for calculating the average I am using avg. Okay, now we want to process our data. So to process our data, first I'm giving what is the aim of our program: total and average of initialized, just for understand purpose, initialized values in an array, right? Now for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, condition is true. If the condition is true, now first what I have to process, to do this, you first initialize the value of a total as 0. If you don't initialize the 0, then it will take garbage value. Okay, so now we want to process total value. Total is equal to total plus a of I. Got it? Clear? Yes, understood. So you are processing only here. Okay, after the processing you are displaying the value of a of I and I value, right? What is I value? 0. When I become a 0, what is the a of 0th location value? 1, right? Okay, now what is the aim? Please observe. If you are getting a confusion, I will copy. Now let me save it as a array2. Save as, I'm confirming, I'm storing in same folder turbo c3 bin with array2.c. Yes, I have saved. Okay, so now let us just check what exactly I'm doing. I will explain in your document. I'm copying. Okay, I'm taking your document. Clear? Let me take here. Yes, for your understanding purpose only I'm taking. So this is the program they exactly asked. Okay, now I'm pasting here, right? If I paste, as you know, right, whether it is required. If it is not required, I will explain here itself only, right? Okay, what is the initial value of a total? For your understanding purpose only I'm writing here. Okay, yes, let us see. I am writing this for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than 10, because I have initialized 10 values, right? I is equal to 0, I less than 10, condition is true. Now what is the first I value? 0. When I is 0, then total is, first you have initialized it as a 0, right? Now total plus a of I. What does it mean? Total plus a of I, right? Got it? So what does it mean? I'm giving, it does mean that total value is 0 plus a of I, a of 0. What is the a of 0 location value? It is 1. Got it? So it will store 1. 0 plus 1 equals to 1, right? So now the new value of total is 1, and you are displaying a of 0 location value and we have 0 location value, right? Next, after printing this, where the control will come, I value will be incremented. Now what is the new value of I? 1. Got it? So now I becomes 1. Now what is the total? Total is equal to already total plus a of I. So total already it consists of 1 plus a of y. Now what is the new value of I? 1. So a of 1 location, which value it is exist? 2, right? So it is 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 will be stored in the total. So you are displaying that value, and once again I value will be incremented. Now I become 2. I is equal to 2, then 2 less than 10 condition is true, it will enter here. Now we are once again processing that total is equal to, already what is the earlier total? 3. 3 plus, sorry, let me come here, 3 plus a of 2. I value is 2, right? A of 2, right? A of 2 location, which value is exist? 3. Got it? So now I'm giving 3, it is already 3, and now you are storing. Now it becomes 6, right? Afterwards you are displaying this a of I value and so on, right? Clear? And next, where the control will come? Control will come to the I incrementation. Now what is the new value of I? Now I becomes 3. If I becomes 3, now you are checking the condition. 3 less than 10, condition true. If it is true, it will enter into the total, right? So now what is the new total? TOTAL total is equal to, earlier it is having 6, right? Here it will come 6 plus a of 3. A of 3 location value. A of 3 location value. What is the value of a of 3 location? 0, 1, 2, 3. Third location it consists of 4, right? So it consists of 4. That is the total 10. Got it? I is equal to 5. Next, I you are incrementing. Now I become 4. 4 less than 10, condition true. Once again you are calculating. What you are calculating? Total of a of I, right? So total of 10, already it is consist of 10 plus 5, that is 15. Got it? So likewise it will evaluate. Got it? Clear? If you have any doubts, you just try to do in the same sense. Okay, so you have printed, yet the program has not finished. You have stored the total value in the total. Now what we have to supposed to calculate? We have to calculate the average, right? I'm taking average is equal to total by size. What is the size? 10. Got it? So total size is 10, right? So that is why I'm giving 10. Now we want to display the total value as well as average value. Total value is equal to, whether it is integer or float, it is integer, right? For integer we have to supposed to take control string as %d, right? So I'm taking total, bracket close, and I'm giving /n. Okay, yes. So I have typed this information outside of the block. Okay, after the block you have to supposed to write like this. Now printf, I'm giving the average value is equal to %f/n double quotation comma avg, right? In avg variable it is consist of average, right? So you have to do that, and you have to save it and minimize it. Let me check whether it will work or not. Okay, we will see whether it will work or not. I'm opening turbo C++ editor, and I'm opening file. And what is the name of a file? array2.c. So this is our file. Press the function key F5. What it is a program, right? Now let us compile, no errors, and run. So you are getting 55 divided by 10. 55 divided by 10, you are getting 5.0000. Got it? Because it is a integer operation. Okay, integer by float, we're getting the result in float. Clear? Yes. You're understanding the concept, right? Yes. Let me quit and let me come to the topic, and let us see what is the next program. Write a program to accept n number to store it in one dimensional array and to display the content of array. So now this is an interaction method. What it is? It is an interaction method. Okay, for doing this I'm just copying. Okay, we have to read the value. We are not supposed to initialize like this. Now it has to ask and we have to enter. It has to ask and we have to enter. We have to read the value from the keyboard and store it and display it. Okay, that is the concept. I'm taking new file and I'm pasting the question first. So let us understand the question first. What does the question means? You have to read a value from the keyboard and store in an array and to display it. Okay, so for doing this, please observe what I am doing. Okay, first it is same thing. I should include stdio.h, I should include onio.h, and next void main, and next first we have to declare the variable. So array variable we have to declare, right? I'm giving int a of 100. I'm declaring the variable as 100 comma I comma n, right? So please read the question carefully. What is a program? Write a program to accept n numbers. We have to store n numbers in one dimensional array and we have to display the content of that array. Got it? So to do that, I have declared the array size as 100 and I already you know for what purpose I, and n for to store n values. To store n values. Got it? So now I am giving the clear screen. Yes. Now I am writing one output statement. Printf enter the size of n value. So we have to enter the size of n value. Okay, so we have to give that from the keyboard, right? So to give the keyboard we have to use scanf. I'm using %d for integer and given ampersand n. I do not know, at my program time I will give the value of n, but how many values I can able to store? 100. If I give the n value as 1000, I can store only 100. Got it? I can store only 100. Rest will be skipped. Clear? Yes. Now after that we have to read and store the value. We have to read and store the value. Got it? Yes. Let us do for this. I am using for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So this is the condition you are writing. Now we want to read first element and store that and we have to display it, right? For that I'm writing printf, I'm writing enter a of %d double quotation. Okay, enter enter %d element. Let me take I value as 1. I'm assigning 1 for our understanding purpose, not as a 0. Okay, enter %d, then it will give us a wrong, right? Okay, no, let me take it as a 0. Enter %d element in an array. Okay, so slash n double quotation comma, you have to give I plus 1. Okay, yes, we have to enter I plus 1 value, right? So we have to enter I plus 1 means it will give as first element. We have to read the value from the keyboard and store in array. So where we have to supposed to store? In this variable, right? So for that I am writing scanf. Scanf, you have to write %d double quotation, and where we have to store? In ampersand a of I location. Okay, in a of I location. What is a of I? A of 0. So whatever the value you have, scanf is reading the value from the keyboard, right? I am reading the value from the keyboard. In which location I am storing? In the location of a of 0, right? Got it? That's it. So this is the for loop for reading and storing. Reading and storing. Now what is our aim of another program? We have to display the content, right? To display the content I am writing the same for loop. Okay, I am writing the same for loop and now display. This for loop is for display purpose, displaying content. This for loop is for read and store purpose. Okay, read and store purpose. Yes, we have read and store. For displaying we need not to be bothered about, okay, enter. Here it is not as an enter. Content of entered %d element in an array is I plus 1, and entered %d element in an array %d. I am giving it as %d as I plus 1 comma a of I. A of I, in that location only we are having, right? So you have to give like this. Okay, entered first element in an array a of first element is this. It will give like that. Okay, in an array is equal to, I am giving equal to, just you have to write this statement. That's all. So whenever you are reading and storing this element, please observe. I will explain once again also. Okay, and now I am coming to the get ch and I am storing your value, right? What is the aim of a program? To read and store values in an array. To read values and store in an array and to display the content. So for doing this, first we have declared these variables. We are specifying the size of a variable value n. So you can store n elements in an array. What you can store? You can store n elements in an array. Okay, so up to n elements you have to read the value from the keyboard and you have to store in this location. For this printf, it will ask for the enter the first element. You will store the first element value in this a of 0 location, and I value will be incremented. Okay, for example, let us see. For understanding your purpose, I am giving here, just understand. Now I am taking here, right? So first what it will ask? It will ask for enter the size of n value. Now I am giving the n value as 5, right? What is the size you have declared? 100. So how many elements you can store? Only 5. Got it? You can store only 5. Why? Because you have declared the size as 5. Okay, so for this you are writing the for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than 5, condition true. If the condition is true, you are displaying the content. Sorry, you are reading the value and you are storing the value. You are reading the value from the keyboard and storing in this location. Got it? After storing this location, what you have to supposed to do? You have to display the content. So to display this content, you are doing the same for loop and you are printing just to display. What you are displaying? Entered first element in an array is %d, that is I plus 1 first element location value is this. Okay, so let us see. To run this program, I am saving as, I am confirming, please observe. Okay, I am confirming. I am storing in turbo c3 bin or turbo c4 bin. Okay, I am giving array 3.c. yes, clear. And minimize it. I am opening your turbo C++ editor. Start Turbo C++ editor and open your file. What is the name of the file? The name of the file is array3 array3.c. I'm pressing enter and F5. I'm just already typed and already explained this program. Now let me compile. Alt F9 and Control F9. So first it is asking the size of n value. I'm giving the size as 10. How many elements I can store? 10 elements. Got it? So first it is asking enter first element in an array. I'm storing it as a 20. Got it? And press the enter. It is asking enter second element in an array. I am storing it as a 1. Enter third element in an array. I am storing 30 and press the enter. Enter fourth element. I am storing 5. 6. Okay. 7, 8. Seventh element 8. Eighth element 90. Ninth element 100 and 10th element is 1000. Got it? Entered first element in an array. What element I have entered in first element? That is 20. Second element is 1. Third element is 30. Fourth element is 5. Right? I have entered the same information. Right? I am displaying the same content. Clear? Got it? Is there any doubts? Yes. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay. Whether you have understand this concept? Is there any doubts? You just WhatsApp me. Okay? Yes. I hope you have understand this concept, right? Now I will give a task to you. Write a program to accept n number and to store it in one dimensional array and display the content of that array in reverse order. Kindly print in reverse order. For example, if you have stored 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, while displaying how it is supposed to display 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. How you will do? Let you try. Any logics? Yes. Is there any logic? Yes. The entire process is the same. While displaying, you have to give I is equal to n, I greater than 1, greater than or equal to 0, and I minus minus. That's it. Okay. Here it is not required. Here it won't comes. Then yes. Let me check. Let me save as. I'm saving it at the array 4 and I'm saving. Afterwards I'm minimizing, I'm opening. Start Turbo C++. What is the name of the file? array4.c. array4.c. Clear? And I'm compiling. I'm running. It is asking the size. I'm giving it is only 5. Already you came to know it is asking for the first element. I'm giving 10. Second element is 20, 30, 40, 50. So while displaying, entered fifth element is 0. Wrong, right? Fifth element is not a 0, right? Fourth element is 50, is 10. It is showing as fifth element we have entered is 50, but it is showing it as a 0. Why? We have to see here. A value is 5, A of 5. 5 greater than or equal to 0, true. 4 greater than or equal to 0, true. 3 greater than or equal to 0, true. 2 greater than or equal to 0, true. Let me make here greater than 0. That's all. right, greater than or equal to 0. I made a mistake. Here we have to assign I is equal to n minus 1. Okay, if I make it as a n minus 1, I have to give n minus 1 9 here plus, sorry, I is equal to n minus 1. No, it is correct. It is not having any mistake. Let me save. 5 greater than or equal to 0, condition true, it will come. Entered fifth element in an array a of 5. In a of 5, it doesn't store, right? It doesn't store. That is why it has given 0, right? N minus I. Now you just sorry, n minus 1. Okay, that's it. Now let us check. Compile and run. It will ask the size. I am entering the 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 4 3 2 1. Entered fourth element in the array. It's the fifth element. It has to supposed to give that. So here I have to print the same I plus 1. That's it. Now it is correct. I plus 1. Yes, I plus 1. Now save it and compile it and run it. Now let us check. Enter the size. I am giving the 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Enter the fifth element in the array is 5. Fourth element is a 4. Third element is third. Second element is the second, and first element is 5. Got it? How to display the reverse of an entered number? The same logic. You just change that logic itself only. If you change this logic, then you are printing the stored array element in reverse order. Hope you understand this concept. Clear? Yes. If you have any queries, please put in a WhatsApp or personally message me. I will explain you. Okay? Yes. So that is our third program, and here the fourth program is there. So understand the fourth program. Write a program to read a set of number from the keyboard and to find out largest number in the given array. So these are the important questions. This program is exist in your lab also. I think so. It consists in your lab also. Okay? Clear? For the same logic, here we have to modify. That's it. Okay, so let us see. Here we are displaying the content in reverse order, right? Instead of reverse order, I am making 1 I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to n. The same logic I am placing, and I plus plus. Here I am displaying the content and same thing, right? So here what we have to do, we have to read and store an elements. I am saving it as save as array5 dot c, and one dimensional array, and display the content of array. Also find the largest value in that array. So we have to read and store the value and find the largest value in that array. So to do this, we will see what we are doing. So let us take here one more variable as large. Okay, yes. So first you are reading and storing. Now we want to process. Before displaying the content, we have to process. For processing, what we are doing here, we are taking, first we are reading and we are displaying, and next we are processing. Okay, after the processing, we are identifying the largest value, right? Okay, now let me take this same program. This is the same thing, right? You are reading the size of n values, and you have to read and store n values. After that, you have to read and store n values. Okay, we have to read the size of n, and we have to read the values from the keyboard and store, and you have to display that content of the values in that array. Now I am processing. Please observe here, large is equal to a of 0. I am taking which value? A of 0. What is a of 0 location? Whatever the value you have entered, right? So now I am repeating the same for loop. I'm repeating the same for loop here, but I'm removing this statement. Okay, so here what I am doing is I am writing one condition: if large greater than a of I plus 1, I'm giving I plus 1. If it is 0, it will be considering as 1. If it is 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, no problem. If let me give it as only I. Okay, in the large, which value you have assigned? A of 0 value. A of 0 value is greater than A of 0. If it is that, then you are going to be making large is equal to A of I. Got it? That's it. Afterwards, you have to print this large value. You have to write outside of the for loop printf within double quotation largest value in an array is equal to %d double quotation comma large. Okay, yes, that's it. You have to modify with the same thing. Let us assume here I have taken 1 2 3 4 5. 5 is the biggest element, right? But what I am storing here, large is a of 0, right? In 0th location, which values exist? 1, right? I am writing this for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5, condition true, it will come here. In large, 0 value is there, 0 greater than 0, condition false, it skip, it will come here. I increment, now I become 1, 1 less than or equal to 5, condition true, it will come here. In 0 greater than a of 1, a of 1 it consists of 2, whether 0 greater than 2, no, right? 0 greater than 2, 0 1 greater than 1 false, 1 greater than 2 false, 1 greater than 3 false, 1 greater than 4 false, 1 greater than 5 false. If it is false, then it won't work, right? Large is equal to a of I, large less than a of I. Okay, I have made a mistake, just a minute. Here large less than a of I. Now let us see. In large less than a of I, please observe, first it is initialized as I have stored 1 2 3 4 5. In 0th location it consists of 1, right? 1 less than 1, condition false, skip, here it will come. Now I become 1, 1 less than or equal to 5, condition is true, here it is 1, it is 2, a of I value 1, a of I 1 means it consists of a value 2, right? 1 less than 2, condition is true, automatically large becomes a of 1 location value. What is the a of 1 location value? It is 2, right? Now I becomes increment, now I becomes 3, 3 less than or equal to 5, condition is true, here it will checks with 2 with a of 3, a of 3 it consists of 4, right? Got it? Sorry, it is 2. In a of 2 location it consists of 3, 2 less than 3, condition is true, large become a of 3 value, likewise it will evaluate. Okay, let me save it and minimize it and open my editor. After opening that editor, let us start. What is the name of a file? We have to open our file, array5.c. yes, pressing, now compiling. Okay, now running. Please observe here, it is asking for the size and giving the 5. Press the enter the first element in an array. I am entering 1, second element 2, 3, 4, 5. First I am displaying this value. After displaying this, I have processed, right? In this amount we are having the highest element is 5. Okay, here it is showing error by I less than or equal to n. No, I less than n, that is why it is showing error. Here is also same, I less than n. Yes, now save it, compile it and run it. Once again you run. I am giving 5. You can give any order number. I am giving 80, 50, 10, 10,000 and 3. So among this it is showing as 10,000. Okay, so let us please observe here in the first what I am writing. We have to write the enter the size of n. What is the purpose of a first for loop? We have to read the value from the keyboard and store it. What is the purpose of second for loop? To display the content of stored value. Okay, afterwards we are writing one more for loop. What is the purpose of this for loop? This is the for loop for your purpose. It is for largest value. Now we want to find the smallest value. Then how to find the smallest value? Just simple, we have to modify the same program with less than symbol. Instead of large, you just take it as a small. Okay, instead of large, what we have to supposed to take? Small. So let us save as first. I'm making it as a array 6.c. Instead of large, I'm making it as a small, right? So now what we have to do here, let us make it as a small. If in the place of large, we have to make it as a small, right? Small greater than EFI, then it is a small. First you have to initialize same logic. Okay, small, here it is a small. If it is greater than, then it is small, SMALL, right? And instead of largest, what you have to supposed to do? Smallest value. That's it. In the place of large, we have to make it as a small. Okay, save it, compile it and run it. It is asking for the same size. I'm giving the 5. You can enter your own value, right? I'm giving 10,000, 9,000, A5, 6 and minus 1. So among this, which is the least value? Minus 1, right? Let me check. It is showing the smallest value in the array is minus 1. So we have read it and entered these values. That values are displaying here, and smallest value is also giving according to your array. So if you came to know one simple logic and you are modifying the same logic, okay, in your arrays. Now let us see what is the next program. So we have done the same program. So here the reverse order, already I have explained how to do the reverse order, right? And what is the program here? Write a program to accept n number and find whether the numbers are odd or even and display them. So we have to identify the entered number is even or odd. Got it? So first the same program, nothing is there. Here you will check the condition. That's it. Okay, instead of large and so on, let me make it as a save as. I'm making it as a 6.c. I'm saving. Already 6 is there. Let me make it as a 7.c. So we have to enter n numbers and store in one dimensional array and not in a reverse order. Largest is finished content of the array, and find the even or odd numbers in the array. Okay, that's it. So for doing this, we need not have this one. Let us take we don't need this variable, that much is enough. Okay, this for loop is for read and store, and this for loop is for to display the content, and this for loop is for processing. Now I'm processing. So to calculate that value is even or not, I have to write this logic. A of I percentile 2 equal to 0. If the value in this location is divisible by 2, then this value is even, else otherwise odd. So here I am printing printf, that is A of percentile d equal to A of a percentile d equal to percentile d is even. Okay, that's it. I have to make it as a I comma a of I. Okay, clear? Else what we have to print? Else we have to copy that odd. That's all. Copy and paste. Instead of even, you just give it as an odd. Right, let us check whether it will work or not. So the same logic, right? You have to read the size of n elements, you have to store n elements in an array and display the content of an array, and now you are checking. What you are checking here for this for loop is for check the values in array even or odd. That's it. Okay, now save it first. Open your editor. This is your editor, right? And press the enter and save it and open it. Press the function key F3 for open. And what is the name of array? Array7.c. Right, this is our program. Press the function key and compile file key. Compile it alt F9. It consists of 2 errors. Let us see what is that. Undefined. Okay, else I mistake. Else save it and compile it and run it. So it is asking for the size. I am entering the 5. You can enter your wish. 1 3 4 6 9. So I have entered 1 3 4 6 9. The fifth element is 0. Why it is 0? So here it is a printing like this. We are getting confusion, right? So I less than here I are while displaying, it is not having less than or equal to, it is only less than. And here let us make /n and also here also /n. Now check it, compile it, run it. It is asking for the size. I am storing 5 and give that. I'm giving as I wish 90 70 50 40 20. I do not know which one is an even number and which one is a odd number. So I have entered 90 70 50 40 20. If you observe, 90 is even number. Whether 90 is even, 70 is even, 50 is even, 40 is also even, 0 is also even. Why it is a 0? Here also I have given the mistake, right? But it has done wrong. Yes, now let us check. A of 0 location 90 percentile 2. A of I percentile 2 equal to 0. So it is always better to place within a double quotation brackets. This value equal to 0. We are comparing. Now compile and run it, and once again give the size and enter the elements. 2 4 6 1 3. Yes, now it is giving 2 is even, 4 is even, 6 is even, 1 3 is odd. Got it? So if you have any doubts, once again run it and give the size and give the element as a 90 70 50 24 and 12. Let us check. 90 is even. Whether 90 is even? 45. Yes, 90 is even, 70 is even, 50 is also even. All are even, right? Clear? Yes, 90 divisible by 2. What is the remainder? Please observe here, 90 percentile 2. So if you divided the remainder, you are getting as a 0, right? Then 90 is odd, even number. Okay? Yes. Clear? Yes. Fine. You give as your wish. 1 3 5 7 8. In this 1 3 5 7 are the odd and 8 is only even number. So that's it. This is the logic. So in your arrays, if you are using this concept, means first you have to store n values, and for that you have to give the size of an array first, To store the n values first, for this we are using one for loop, and for displaying the content you are displaying the one for loop, and for processing you are using another for loop. Okay, you just make a reminders of this in arrays. Also you can try some other programs whichever it is possible for using. And here some of the programs is given. Write a program to accept n numbers and sort them in ascending order. So try to do this sorting ascending order. This is also in your lab programs. You have to sort in a ascending order. So you just try it. If you don't get, we will explain later. And next one is, what is the program meet? So some of the programs will ask, don't afraid of it. Only some programs will be very important. You have to give attention. If you understand the logics, then no need of worry about these programs. Write a program to read an elements into an array and find the sum of an elements. Already we have done this program as the first program, right? So that is your one dimensional array programs. Hope you have understand this concept. We will meet you in next class.